George Johnson. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I now live in Houston, Texas. I'm author of the memoir Double Crossed and entrepreneur. Grew up inner city kid, 5 brothers, but I lived in the house with one. Grew up, basketball was my life. It was everybody's house in the household. I was able to use basketball to move on and get a degree. Went straight into entrepreneurship, and that's kind of where my story picks up and kind of gives detail of the last 4 to 6 years of my past life. After my basketball career kind of dwindled down, my first job was actually working with one of my brother's outpatient mental health company. And I started out just working in the office, punching staples into papers and running errands and just going to get paperwork. But while I was there, I kind of felt a liking into the business side of things and actually what was being done in the business. So it took me a year to learn the business from A to Z, all of the components you needed to know, all the red tape, all the different things you needed to have to actually provide these services. And I took it upon myself to start my own. I'm now, like I said, I live here in Houston, Texas. I own 4 mental health outpatient companies, 1 here in Houston, 2 back in Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from, and 1 in Dallas, Texas. My story kind of tells great detail about this situation. I had began fighting a federal case, and both of my oldest brothers were the reasons why. And my family was falling apart. I was, here living alone, and I work out every day. And this one day I went to go work out, and I literally couldn't lift up a 45-pound weight. And so that began me to go to the doctor, and I started going down this foxhole. What was going on with me? I was able to get a physical, and physically I was perfectly fine. And we later found out that mentally I was just burnt out, and I was struggling with depression and anxiety. What has helped me with depression and anxiety is, one, I got a therapist, and I started working with her every week. Journaling, me just writing down stuff that I never shared and stuff that I never, spoke about in my journal, which is what ended up being the foundation of Double Cross. So journaling and writing. And lastly would be working out and hot yoga. Hot yoga has been something that has changed my life. I do it two or three times a week. So, in the midst of writing my book, and especially when it was time to take it public, I really took it upon myself to make sure I shared this content in my book to a certain demographic, the Black inner city kids and boys and girls that look like me, listen to the same kind of music like me, and that I knew I would look appealing to or the most relatable to. That community, mental health and depression and anxiety get swept under the rug, or if you do come out and share these type of things, you look upon as weak. And I knew I wasn't weak. I actually felt like I got stronger by sharing my journey and just everything I went through. And so I took it upon myself to come out with my book, be vulnerable, share this information, and now travel around the United States telling my story in person and being vulnerable and making sure people see me and get to touch me and hug me and just share their own stories. And hopefully I can make a difference.